This is Abram with Laptop Mag and Tom's Guide, and we're taking a look at the YotaPhone 2, one of the second generation of the world's first phone with a e-paper display on the back. What we have here is, apart from the e-paper display, a fairly typical phone, Android, running latest version of Android, 5-inch display, 1080p, good color quality on the screen, Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor, which is really a 2013 era processor in there, but the performance is pretty good. But what everybody really wants to know is about the back screen. So the back screen has several uses. It can show you quick alerts. It can give you the equivalent of a post-it note back there, so you can look at that. You can do e-reading on it. There are applications for it. You can even play chess on it. And of course it uses a lot less power than the front screen, and it stays lit all the time because e-paper doesn't really use any electricity unless it's refreshing. So let's take a look at the Yota apps. So over here we've got our list of Yota apps, and one of the top ones here is Yota Hub, and that allows us to control whether we have a Yota cover or a Yota panel on our back. Some of the things that are available on Yota panels are news feeds and email, and how you switch between all those panels and things is here on the back. It's touch sensitive. I'm going to unlock it, and there are these little arrows, and you can see that this phone already has some different backgrounds configured. I'm going to hit this. Here is another panel with an e-reader on it. Here's one that's actually showing a news feed, which is pretty cool. If I tap in here, I'm going to see a complete, I'm going to get this from an RSS feed here. I don't get a whole article, I get just a little bit of it, but that's kind of neat. If I tap into the mail thing, I'm actually able to see, read email on here and control it. And of course, I can go into the e-reader and read whole books on here. This is just an instruction manual, but there are a lot of free books on here. So another thing that's neat is there's a couple of dedicated Yota apps. So if we go here, I'll launch the chess app, and I'll just show you really quickly what happens. Back here on this display here, I can play chess against the computer or against somebody else. I have to say it does require a little bit of pressure here. The touch sensitivity of the back panel isn't quite as good as the color one, but it's a really, really neat concept. Another thing that you can do, of course, is to take anything that you see on the screen and post it to the back, which is kind of key. So let's say my thing is unlocked and I have a web page open or something that I want. If I swipe over here, this first of all will give me complete mirror. So this is what happens when you go into mirror mode on the YotaPhone 2. You get the entire phone display, the entire operating system on the back panel like this, and you can use it for anything you want. It is a little bit slow because you're dealing with e-paper display, but of course it's going to save you a lot of power. Here we even have a rear camera selfie mode, because we opened up the camera when in this mode. So it's good enough even for that. But we would probably get sick of doing this if we were after a few minutes, because the color quality and the speed of the refresh are not that great. So how much does the YotaPhone cost, and where can you get it? Right now it's not available in the United States, and so you'll have to buy it on the Yota website and pay 555 British pounds, which adds up to about 850 US dollars if you want this thing. It also won't work with any LTE networks here. It'll just work with GSM, so AT&T or T-Mobile, bring your own SIM card. However, we hear that this is coming to a US carrier at some point soon, and in that case, presumably it would have LTE, and you'd be paying a more reasonable price. But for now, that's just a quick look at the YotaPhone 2 here at Tom's Guide and Laptop Mag.